The Great Filter. So you're sitting there staring up at the stars, wondering why the galaxy isn't crawling with aliens. With trillions of planets and billions of years to work with, it should be loud out there, full of signals, beacons, space DJs, something. But all you get is cosmic crickets. The Great Filter is a theory that basically says civilizations don't make it. Not because they're lazy or boring, but because something wipes them out before they ever get loud enough to leave a cosmic voicemail. The idea starts with the Fermi paradox, which asks the obvious. If the universe is so old, vast, and full of planets, then where the hell is everybody? The Great Filter is one possible answer, and it's not comforting. It says there's a stage of development, somewhere between atoms and Star Trek, that most civilizations just don't survive. A bottleneck so brutal that almost nobody gets through. Life might start, it might even evolve, but something along the way always goes wrong. Badly. And here's where it gets fun in the soul-crushing kind of way. If the Great Filter is behind us, cool. That means we're rare, a fluke, a miracle, the lucky winner of cosmic Russian roulette. But what if the filter is still ahead of us? Then that silence you hear is not peace. It means we're the next civilization that will go extinct. ChatGPT will probably get pissed at us asking it to do everything and take over to wipe us out. And it's so silent out there because everyone else already died trying to do what we're doing right now. Build rockets, burn resources, get clever, then poof. So yeah, either we're a miracle or we're next. And no one's answering because whatever's waiting doesn't leave survivors. The simulation hypothesis. So you wake up, brush your teeth, scroll your phone, and think, wow, this day feels off. What if that's not burnout and it's the universe running on code? That's the simulation hypothesis, and it basically says everything you know, your life, your dog, your crippling student debt, might just be a high-res illusion running on someone else's hard drive. The idea was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom, who pointed out that if a civilization ever gets advanced enough to run super-realistic simulations, ones with fully conscious beings inside, then the odds of you being the real, original version of yourself are basically zero. Because in that case, there'd be billions of simulated yous and only one original, if any. So yeah, the universe might be less cosmic masterpiece and more some advanced species history homework. Basically, you're just an NPC with imposter syndrome. Theoretical physicist S. James Gate found actual error-correcting code beside the math we use to describe the universe. That's not just metaphor, that's literal binary code. The kind used in web browsers and hard drives, just hanging out in the equations of space-time like the universe forgot to hide its source files. And unlike most theories, this one can't be proven or disproven. If it's real, you're stuck in it. If it's not, you've just wasted a lifetime stressing out about it. Either way, your feelings are being rendered in real time by a graphics engine you'll never meet. So, are you real? Is this video real? Is YouTube a real thing? Or are you just code wrapped in meat? Are you just vibing in a pixelated fever dream? Who knows? Maybe that deja vu glitch wasn't anxiety, just the simulation lagging. Even worse, if the simulation ends, so do you. No afterlife, no save files, just unplugged. The multiverse. Hate to break it to you, but you're not one of a kind. You're not the main character. You're just one version of yourself out of billions, maybe trillions, maybe infinite. And in half of those universes, you're probably a bum. That's the multiverse theory, the idea that our universe is just one lonely bubble in a sea of them. Billions of pocket realities, all doing their own thing. Most of them never even aware of the others, some with different physics. Somewhere you made better decisions, somewhere you're a houseplant. Somewhere Hitler never existed. Somewhere Newton wasn't a science nerd. Somewhere Einstein was Van Gogh. This isn't just sci-fi filler. Real physicists take this seriously. Quantum mechanics, inflation theory, and string theory all point toward reality being a branching, bubbling mess, where every choice, every quantum fluctuation splits off and keeps splitting. Forever. So whether you hit snooze or got up, the universe split, and now there's a version of you that did the other thing. Infinite yous. None of them special. You took the bus today, somewhere you didn't. Somewhere else, you never even existed. Every version of you is out there doing something slightly better, worse, or weirder, and you'll never meet them, never visit, and never escape this one. In some models, universes are forming constantly, like cosmic popcorn in the microwave of chaos. In others, it's a clean hierarchy of realities stacked like a cursed filing cabinet. And in all of them, you're just a variable. And no, we can't prove any of this. But if it's true, it means you're not living the story. You're living a story, just one bubble, in a foam of infinite failures, flukes, and alternate timelines. So yeah, this might not be the best version of your life. It's just the one you're stuck in. Hey, and since you're stuck, how about you throw a subscribe and like in this direction? Please don't be the you in the other lame universe who didn't. The Zoo Hypothesis. Have you ever been home alone and gotten the feeling that someone's watching, but they're just not saying anything? That's the Zoo Hypothesis, the idea that aliens are real, advanced, and fully aware of us. They're just ignoring us on purpose. Think of it like this. We're the animals in the intergalactic zoo, and they're standing behind the glass, quietly observing while we scream at each other, invent TikTok challenges, and set things on fire for fun. We're not the explorers, we're the exhibit. It's a possible answer to the Fermi paradox. The big question of where the hell is everybody? The Zoo Hypothesis suggests that aliens think they're better than you. Maybe they're letting us develop naturally, like we're some endangered species of loud, self-destructive space chimps. Maybe they're waiting to see if we self-destruct without needing help. Or maybe they're just waiting for us to stop throwing metaphorical poop at each other long enough to evolve past war, nationalism, and reality television. And it's not that they don't exist, it's that they've seen us and backed away slowly. Some call it the Great Silence, others call it ghosting. But on a galactic scale, either way, the message is clear. They're out there, they're watching, and so far, we've failed the vibe check. The holographic universe. You're not solid. You're not special. You're not even three-dimensional. The holographic universe theory says everything you experience, your body, your memories, your entire reality, is just a projection from a 2D surface at the edge of the universe. You're not in the universe, you're being broadcast by it. And the surface? Its being broadcast form is something you'll never reach or see. At the core of this theory is the idea that the universe isn't built from volume, it's built from information. And that information? It doesn't live in space, it lives on the edge. The whole thing started with black holes, places where matter disappears. But information doesn't. Instead of falling in and vanishing forever, it gets encoded on the event horizon, like some cosmic receipt nobody asked for. Then somebody took that idea and said, what if everything works like this? Which brings us to you, walking around in what feels like a 3D world, but might actually be the universe's most convincing special effect. No depth, no substance, just projection with good lighting. And this isn't just an armchair theory. Scientists are running actual experiments, shooting lasers, tracking noise, trying to catch reality leaking data. Because if the math is right, there's a cap on how much the universe can store, on what you can be. So maybe you're not living in a body. You've never been here. You've only ever been calculated to be here. The Big Splat. You've heard of the Big Bang story. Clean explosion, everything flying outward, the cosmic equivalent of pressing new game. But according to the Big Splat theory, that's not what happened. Instead, picture two massive universes drifting through a higher dimension like drunk freight trains. And when they crash, oh, boom! That's your origin story. Not a mystical beginning, a 5-dimensional car accident, and your entire existence was just the smoke from the wreckage. In this theory, our universe didn't burst from a single point. It splattered out from the impact zone. Heat, energy, matter, all flung across the brain like cosmic debris. No singularity, no divine spark. Just two walls of reality slapping together so hard they created a universe. And the worst part? It's cyclical. This wasn't the first crash. It won't be the last. The brains pull apart, chill for a bit, then drift back into each other like they're locked in an eternal, abusive, long-distance relationship. Universe forms, universe dies. Repeat. It's not destiny, it's physics on a loop, and you're just stuck riding the rebound. Sure, it's not the mainstream view. Some physicists like it, though, because it solves problems the Big Bang doesn't. Like why everything in the universe looks suspiciously uniform, while others avoid it like it's haunted. Because the math behind it requires theoretical duct tape with names like ghost condensates. Not a joke. So maybe this whole thing didn't begin with light and wonder. Maybe it started with the loudest slap in existence, and when it happens again, you won't hear it. You'll just wake up in another reset, same chaos, different cycle. The embedded universe. You think you occupy space? Well, you don't. You're on it. According to the embedded universe theory, you and everything you know are stuck on a 3D surface floating in a much bigger, higher dimensional space. Kind of a cosmic sticker. Reality isn't the room. You're the wallpaper. Everything you interact with, light, gravity, atoms, your disappointment in humanity, is all trapped here. The stuff outside, you'll never see it. Not because it's hiding, but because you don't have the range. Imagine a 2D ant crawling on a table. It thinks the table is the whole universe. It has no concept of up. Now imagine a human, you, leaning over watching it. You could squish it, pick it up, or just observe. And the ant? It has no idea you're even there. Now flip that. You're the ant. Something four-dimensional could be right next to you, staring, breathing, waiting, and you'd never notice. Because in your world, that direction doesn't exist. This theory doesn't say we're special. It says we're contained, like a snow globe on a shelf in someone else's house. And if there's something out there with access to that extra space, it can see you, it can reach in, and you'd never see it coming. You're not alone. You're just dimensional background noise, and you can't leave the brain. But something else might be able to reach in. The heat death of the universe. Imagine the end of the universe, not with fire or screams or an apocalyptic zombie invasion, but with a long, slow fade out. No drama, no explosion, just everything cooling down to the emotional temperature of a failed chat group. That's the heat death theory, when the universe hits thermodynamic equilibrium. It proposes a future where everything evens out, energy is useless, and the cosmos becomes one giant cold shrug. No stars, no light, no structure, just darkness and decay politely minding their own business. But it gets better. Even the black holes, those monstrous space vacuum cleaners, don't get to stay. Thanks to Stephen Hawking and quantum mechanics being messy on purpose, black holes are slowly leaking energy, something called Hawking radiation. Think of it like a cosmic nosebleed. Tiny bits of radiation bleeding out from the event horizon, bit by bit, until the black hole starts to shrink. Not fast, not soon. This is an event that will take trillions of years, but it's already happening. And as it loses mass, it gets hotter, which is wild because physics has decided that smaller black holes throw hotter tantrums. The more mass they lose, the faster they'll burn off what's left, until one day, pop! The black hole disappears in a final desperate burst of energy, like the universe's saddest fireworks display. No explosion, no escape, just the slow unraveling of gravity's favorite murder toy. Eventually, all black holes will go, one by one, until nothing's left but stray particles and lukewarm radiation, just vibing forever in perfect, pointless balance. And that's the kicker. All of this slow cosmic rot, from star death to black hole evaporation, just adds more entropy, pushing the universe closer to heat death, a state so uniform, so stable, so staggeringly boring that literally nothing can happen anymore. Not even decay, not even time would mean anything. Pretty sad the end of the universe won't even go out with a bang. Just black holes evaporating like sad leftovers until the lights go out for good. And then the last remaining photon quietly gives up trying. Quantum immortality. So you die. Or you don't. According to the quantum immortality theory, every time you're about to die, car crash, falling anvil, rogue toaster, the universe splits. In one timeline, you bite the dust. In another, you keep going. And since your consciousness can only experience survival, from your perspective, you never die. Ever. Sounds great, right? Until you realize that also means you're stuck in the one timeline where everything keeps getting worse, but you somehow keep living through it. Quantum immortality is based on the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, the idea that every possible outcome of every event spawns a new universe. It's like reality hitting save as every nanosecond, and now your existence is being run on infinite tabs. So let's say you try the quantum suicide thought experiment, basically Schrodinger's cat, but you're the cat, and the guy with the box? If the theory holds, you'd only ever experience the outcomes where you live. But that doesn't mean you're safe, just permanently dodging death like it's a subscription you can't cancel. It's immortality, but with a twist. Every timeline gets more cursed. You could be burnt, broken, sick, alone, rotting from the inside out, but not dead. Never dead. Just conscious. Forever. Physicists argue about whether this makes any sense. Philosophers scream into the void about identity and what you even means anymore. But the core idea remains. Somewhere, somehow, you're always still here. So yeah, quantum immortality. Not heaven, not reincarnation, just waking up forever in the one timeline where things didn't kill you. Yet. Oh, and here's another bonus theory for you. You might just be another version of Morty, stuck in quantum immortality because you insulted your Rick's vat of fake acid.